Good morning, everybody. Welcome to this wonderful session on India skills. Abhi, India skills competition there was a hiccup, right? So before we actually start, would like to give a very warm welcome to everybody watching this session. And yes, on the day one of this exclusive 4-day workshop on how to be prepared for the upcoming India Skills Competition 2021. Skills can actually open your doorway to success. If you got a skill, you can carve your way to the world's biggest competition. Yes, World Skills, and take the opportunity to showcase your skills to the world and make your country proud. I'm sure everybody who all have registered for India Skills and World Skills competition are actually looking for the trophy of the World Skills competition. Halaki, this pandemic actually put things on hold, not just in India, but across the globe. But still, we Indians are warriors. And good news is India Skills and World Skills competitions are coming back. Yes, the date was, it was postponed from 21 to now in 22, but the dates are confirmed. The dates for 46 World Skills competition is now from 12th to 17th of October 2022 at Shanghai. So who all are ready to go to Shanghai? The team NSGC and Media and Entertainment Skills Council is actually gearing up for the competition. And so we are trying to help you as much as possible so you all are ready for your online screening and all the levels of competition. So now it's time to get ready. We have organized this exclusive workshop so you may prepare your modules, you learn about the modules, prepare for the district, state level competitions. Now, here we have 4 hours of workshop today. We are starting at 11 and it's gonna go till 3 for all 4 trades. To start with, we have graphic design technology, the 3 modules, and today to present advertising design, we have Mr. Pankaj Sehjowalia with us. He is a course lead and associate professor at School of Design, Pearl Academy, Delhi. He also serves as advisory board member at LArt Foundation. He won the International DCDC challenge at IDC IIT Bombay for Wellness Board and Card Game Design to fight COVID-19. For 15 years, he has led design teams as a principal designer at Lotus Sutra. So let's hear it from him and let's get prepared for the India Skills. Hello, sir. Welcome you.
Good morning. Thank you for introducing, and thank you so much for this opportunity.
So here now we are gearing up for the international competition. To reach the international competition, we have India national competitions happening anytime before December 2021. So it's time to go for the online screening to the regional level and then to the national level. So let's start with you. You have the rights to share the screen, sir, and all over to you. I'll come up with the questions at the end.
Sure. Thank you so much. So we will start with today's topic, which is advertising design. So 15 years of my career is very close to the advertisements. So because in advertisements we always share about a story. So there's always a story. There's an art of storytelling used in different mediums of advertising design. So, and this is also one of the modules that we have at our Pearl Academy Institute, where students are empowered to understand the art of storytelling. So we will start with understanding that today we are going to go through the entire process, the campaign design, the advertising design, as well as looking at the best advertisements all around the world. Now, this is the process of advertisement design. So it all starts by deciding the by planning an ad campaign. So the first and foremost is that a company or a corporate, they plan the budget and the overall objective of the campaign. So one of the campaigns, where I was working for the new brand development for Bharti Enterprises. So it all started by redesigning the corporate logo of Bharti Enterprises. So that's where the company plans and divides that the stages of the entire project. So the entire project was over a span of 1 year, when they were going to become from an Indian company to a multinational company. So in that 1 year, they started with first redesigning their brand identity, followed by the ad campaigns and media planning, and then advertising design and production, and finally the execution of the campaign, which the entire process took 1 year, and it continued for another 6 months for the execution. So we're looking at 18 months. So what is important is that once the budget is planned, so it's very important that to understand the media mix, right, and the frequency and the duration of the ad campaign. So a lot of the budget will decide that that the opportunities in terms of how much we can reach and how we can allocate our budget in different medias. So it's very important to have the list of mediums. So online collaterals, so online and offline both are important, and it's very important to understand the percentage. So especially in last 1 year, the budget has shifted to online, because most of the people, everyone is on screens and on different online platforms, social websites, applications. So all the companies have realized that, and the entire shift from offline to online in 1 year is a radical change. Now the ad campaign design, which where the research is very important, because research is something which helps the team to understand that what the market trends are and how competitors are launching and running their ad campaigns. So based on that, the creatives are developed by the advertising team, and the final shortlisted creative concepts, the feedback is taken from the client or the various stakeholders, and the final concept is decided with the client. So advertising design and production, the artworks are created so to suit each medium. So for online, there will be different artworks, and they may be common in terms of the size. And for Instagram, for Facebook, so for all the social media, and for the website itself. So uploading online ads uh, and also the budget and the frequency. And it's very important to understand the duration and the demography based on the budget. On the offline, we are very much aware that we have, print ads, we have hoardings, and, the ads are also published in different magazines. So the execution of the campaign is on various mediums. So based on our media plan that was the second stage. Now it's very important to understand and monitor and maintain the frequency of the ads, and also the how do we come to know that the ads are working is through the response. So it's very important for the team to understand how target group is responding to the entire campaign. So based on that, the campaign, there are refinements made in the execution. So this is the campaign design. So we've already spoken about it. So we can break down this into 4 categories. So we are looking at, the graphic design. So where we have the logo design for the brand, it's the core of the entire campaign. So the audience are going to again and again look at the messages being shared, and connect with the brand logo, the brand identity, through flyers, brochures, print ads, and hoardings. Now, the same graphic design is translated into an online campaign through web design and online marketing. So, we are looking at microsites for ad campaigns. So, we're looking at the special landing pages, animated banners that what audience are going to see, and what are we offering and promoting. So the online marketing, as shared earlier, we have all these search engines, and we have our websites, we have social portals, social websites, applications, even for that matter, OTT. So our entertainment portals these days, where we have a lot of these ads coming in. So a lot of this also depends on that the kind of audience. So it's for, especially for the online campaign. So the precision of getting the message across, communicating it to the right audience is very important. And in conventional, we also have retail design. So where we have standees, kiosk designs, we have banners, hoardings. So we have magazines. So all the physical uh, printable materials are used in retail design, and especially so it's basically beyond retail. It also goes to our public spaces for the hoardings and billboards. So, the entire campaign is important in a way to understand that what are the timelines. So, as I shared, that the online budget for the media planning has gone up in last 1.5 years. So, and we adhere to the deadlines and the timelines for the entire process of ad campaign. So starting with, as mentioned here, that the objective has to be very, very clear. And based on our media planning, so the time frame for the campaign duration. So for example, here it's mentioned it could be 1 month. So 15 days for the pre-launch, then the launch day campaign, and 15 days post-launch campaign. So this duration may vary based on different the objectives of the client. So similarly, we are looking at the execution. So before execution, we have ad campaign design. So where we have all the creative professionals working together, the graphic designers and artists working together to come up with the campaign. And obviously, there are this involvement of the client and even the managers and the marketing team in terms of making sure that the ad campaign is aligned with the communication and the vision of the brand. Now, the concept and the theme of the campaign is essential. It's the core. And artworks and variations of pre-launch, launch, and post-launch campaigns are refined, are explored, and finally the printing and production of the artworks happen. Now, for the execution, as you can see, that the timeline could be 30 days, right? So for the website, for the microsite, for the landing pages, animated banners. Similarly, for the online ads deployed in portals and search engines, from day 3 to day 30. So these are the timelines. Similar way the timelines are decided, and the all the specified teams work based on the timelines. And there's a very less provision in terms of extending the timelines. It's very essential for the teams to work towards delivering within the time frame. Now, let's understand now the main topic for today under graphic design technology is advertising design. So the advertising design starts with the brief. So the advertiser needs to brief about the product or the service which has to be advertised, and doing the SWOT analysis of the company and the product. So now, knowing the objective is step two. So one should first know the objective or the purpose of advertising. So most of the corporates are clear about their objectives, and there may be brainstormings for the new brand launch, and if it is a startup, So in that case, even the brief is refined and the objects are cleared. So a design team would work towards making sure that the objects are clear before we start the project. Now, research is very essential because through research, we understand the market behavior, we understand the competitors. So what type of advertising they are using, what is the response of the consumers, and it's very important to understand the resources needed in the process. Now, so obviously we have we have market research, we have design research. So these research insights are used to understand the target audience, so to identify the target consumers, so who are most likely to buy the product. So this is a very appropriate example we have, which is like if the product is a health drink for growing children, then the target customers will be the decision makers, the buyers, who are the parents, and not the kids who are going to drink it. But there could be campaigns focusing on children as well. Another point that I would like to highlight here is that ethics are very important. There are countries, and especially we are looking at a world skills competition. So, what is important is to understand that the campaign has to have ethics in terms of its communication. So, we cannot influence our target audience beyond the ethical framework. So it's very important to understand that within that norms that a government of different countries, like especially the European countries, they have defined that how the ads should be for children. So step 5 is media selection. So the target audience is identified. So one should select an appropriate media for advertisements. So it's very important to understand that now the customers may not be on certain medias and maybe at certain media. So maybe our audience is on television, right? So, and maybe our audience is in the school or in other demographies or on different mediums. So we have accordingly we have to decide the media. Now the most interesting and exciting part is designing and creating the ad. So now this is all about thinking out of the box, and so it's very important that there's an outline of the ad, and the copyright is made. Then the actual creation of the ad is done with the help of the, so we have art directors working towards it and the entire team putting together the entire design, and the art of storytelling is used to the most efficient manner, in the most efficient manner. Now, perfection. So created ads are re-examined and the ad is redefined to make sure that it's perfect and it's a perfect fit to enter the market. Now, place and time. Now, place and time of ad is also derived from the research insights. So through research, we know that the appropriate and most related place and time. So when and where the ad will be shown, the place will be decided according to the target customers, where the ad is mostly visible clearly to them. The finalization of time on which the ad will be telecasted or shown on the selected media will be done by the traffic department of the agency. So timing is very important. Execution, finally the advertisement is released with perfect creation, perfect placement, and perfect timing in the market. So, and the performance, it's very important. So once the ad is, there and the campaign is running, so the response from the customers is very important, because that completes the entire cycle of understanding that whatever steps were taken and the execution has worked or not worked in a particular ad campaign. So every point is studied properly and changes are made if required. So these are the 11 steps, the crucial stages of advertising. Now let's look at interesting advertisements, and especially as you can see. Now what is important is to understand that how each element is compiled together and composed together in an ad. Now, as we can see that the text is used in a perspective, and it makes it feel as if it's there for a purpose, right? So, and there's obviously a visual hierarchy. So, there's something that you will notice first in the ad, and then your visual journey from one element to the other element. In this particular case, so you can see there's a model running. Now, even, in the conceptual stage, so we have a photographer who would work on the perfect gesture, like the running posture for this particular ad. So it has to show that determination. And you can clearly see the text as well as the subject. So both are in the air, right? So that is the motivation, that is the determination by the Mike, who is the designer of this ad. So he has achieved that through lifting the entire typeface and giving it a good weight, right? It's bold and big and in 3 dimensions, and also chasing behind the girl. And it's also somewhere communicating that you have to break away from your your mundane tasks of office, your work, and you have to break away and work towards your fitness. So that is beautifully communicated through the visual and scattering of all our office and entertainment other gadgets. Now, this campaign is something that I would personally like, because many a times we can communicate, we may not be able to communicate through subtle ads. So especially using red color here is very important. It's one of the most dominating colors. So that is something that designers should keep in mind, selecting a color and how it's connected to the context of that particular campaign. Now, this is all about cut a tree, kill a life, right? That's the title. Now, the tagline is to the point that the graphics are simple and the colors are bold in this series of print ads that draws attention to the devastating effects of deforestation. Now, the trunks of chopped down trees take the shape of endangered animals dripped in blood. So this is a beautiful example of integrating an endangered animal within the form of another, like for example, in this case, it's a tree, right? And the entire focus is on the endangered animal, and there's a blood dripping, and then the focus goes on, and in the second the second vision is about understanding that it's a tree that we have cut, right? So this basically an after effect of deforestation. And there's a message, which is deforestation takes food and shelter away from the Malaysian topic, preserving the rainforest of Belgium will give their future a chance. So, having a message that to stop deforestation because it's killing life of endangered animals. So we do experiment when we look at posters, and a lot of creative ideas are there. For example, tricking the eye. So this ad of Volkswagen is a masterpiece of visual trickery. It appears three-dimensional. So obviously you need software skills. So the graphic designers and the entire team works towards making it possible, making it realistic as well. So when you're working on something like this, where you're playing with the perspective and testing, the physics, it's very important to understand that how you will break away from the two-dimensional surface and make it appear like a three-dimensional, and bringing that illusion of two different planes. So all this is possible, once you have good ideation process, you have good ideas, and the execution is also very important. So having proficiency in these softwares. So mostly in our ad agencies, we have a capable team equipped with proficiency in the design softwares. Now create a sense of taste and aroma, right? So what could be better than now integrating that the freshness of citrus within the cup, right? So fruits have very recognizable smells and taste. They are refreshing and satisfying. So this ad of trees takes advantage, tea brand takes advantage of the sensation of smell and taste that can come with looking at the piece of fruit, right? So they've also, if you can notice, they've also added steam and your mouth starts to water, right? So it's a very well done ad. So appropriate knowledge and understanding of the tools is also important. So for all those who are going to participate in India Skills and further in World Skills, it's very important to understand that what is your forte, what is your strength. So based on that, you have to work towards the execution. So you have to, based on the brief, you will be creating an ad which is as impactful as shared in front of you right now. So this is another way and a very impactful way of sharing, and especially on such topics. Now this ad is for World No Tobacco Day. Compares two sides of a woman's face to demonstrate the ravaging effect of smoking. Now, one side is young, fresh, and bright. The other side is aged, wrinkled, and dull. Right. So the campaigns has to trigger an emotion. So there has to be a comparison and a drastic comparison of the present or the future or the past and the present, right? So two stages. So the focus, and for such campaigns we focus on the close up of like the face, and we make sure that we provide that exact details. So the curation of the idea and the understanding of the concept is very essential for this. And so mostly, you have to understand and look at your approach to achieve such results. So there are many ways of bringing a campaign or an ad and designing it. So this is one of those. Now the second one, again we focus on the emotion and the close up of the face. So remind yourself, remind your audience of what other people live with. So you can see that emotion of that this is all about poverty knows no age. So this is about, and there's a message which is written here, which is that 1 out of 30 kids are suffering from poverty in the United States alone. And there's a foundation, it's Better Future Foundation. So we as humans, we connect with the emotions, and that is something that is communicated. So any emotion, it could be happiness, it could be depression, and it could be sad. So all these emotions are important to be communicated, and the best way to do that is focusing on the facial expressions. Now this is basically for a service, and now we are going beyond a one page or a one space ad. We're looking at folds. So creating a sense of movement, right? So this is an advertisement. We're clearly using a transparent page as part of the double page. So spread for DHL courier. Now this is the first. The courier moves from the sender to the receiver as you turn the page in order to demonstrate how fast the DHL service is. So now this is a very clever way of using typography. Now, at first glance or to the untrained eye, it may appear as just an ordinary high-heeled shoe, but when you look at more closely, you can see that the gentle curves of the shoe form the word sale. Now, it's a great solution to not only show that there is a sale, but to depict exactly what is on the sale in a unique and unexpected way. So, now this is one way where we definitely try to integrate a particular shape or form with the typeface itself, right? So now integration and incorporation of either a typeface or a visual element with the one of the core products, is one approach which can work for a print ad. So now this one is my favorite in a way, though it's a very subtle way of sharing out of the box. But most of the ad campaigns should focus on a crazy idea, out of the box thinking, because that will grab attention, that will catch attention of the target audience, and they will remember, they will recall your ad. So especially we are looking at the online platforms like Instagram and other applications. So it's very important to understand that how we can go beyond the specified space we have, like especially in a post. So nowadays ads are continued with multiple posts put together, and that's how the entire campaign is run, right? And this is one example of advertisement on Instagram. Now, this is another one. So, I've personally worked on this, and you can see that one was communicating the message. This is also Instagram post where you can win, and there are students who have achieved, and it's basically appreciation for their achievement and their personality trait. So it works in two ways. It communicates it gives motivation and inspires students to work towards achieving their goals, and it's also appreciating the achievements of the existing students, right? So it's a goal oriented ad. So we have looked at a variety of ads, and we have looked at many ways of delivering a particular brief through creative means, right? So it's very important, as a preparation for those who are going to compete for the graphic design technology, and especially in the advertising, it's very important to polish. So first would be research. So do a lot of research and uh, understand the market. And many a times we use current affairs, and we connect current affairs to our brand. So what is the current topic going on? It's very important to understand that what's happening around the world, and how are you supporting it, or are you against it. So that can also be communicated through your ad campaign, right? But one, as a brand or as a company, one has to also look at the vision, whether your vision is aligned with the current affairs or not, right? That's also very important. So but that is one way of encashing the current affairs, and that is done by a lot of brands around the world. Now, we have understood that how typeface and visual elements are very important. So how clear are you in terms of your design fundamentals, and how well you are in terms of your clarity in terms of coming up with an idea and execution of the same idea? So I think this is the time we are looking at a time frame, and start polishing your skills so that you're able to compete on a national level and further on a world scale. So that is another thing, we prepare our students at Pearl Academy in a way that, one, that they're very strong with their design fundamentals. So especially, I am representing communication design here. So our communication design students, especially in graphics, animation, UI, UX, game design, so they work towards understanding the design fundamentals and polishing their skills through applying their learning in real life through live projects as well as interaction with the industry. So I would also recommend all of you to start working towards polishing your design fundamentals and working towards your skills in terms of making sure that as part of Skills India, and you're able to compete and represent India at a world scale. So I will end with an interesting slide on, just using the same pronunciation by and by, and using it with the visual. So it's all about having these thoughts and manifesting your thoughts into ideas and using tools to execute and manifest your concepts with the world. So with that note, I will end my presentation, and for any questions, so please ask.
Hi, sir. Thank you so much for the lovely presentation and demonstration of the module advertising design. Now, as students will be preparing, whoever will be preparing for the competition will have to go through, learn different modules in graphic designing that includes advertising design, editorial design, and packaging also. So,
Right,
in this session, we have covered editorial, this advertising design, and
right,
very well explained. Let me
right,
quickly check if there are any questions. I'll take them for.
right. And you rightly mentioned about the editorial as well as about the packaging. So
Right,
packaging is another, extension of our ads, right? So
right.
few elements, which are part of the packaging are used also to promote. So for example, we have free offers for certain products. So, you will see that those discounts and offers will be there in the advertisement as well. And that's how, when a target customer is arrives at a retail outlet, he is able to connect that this is the same brand, same colors used, and this is the offer. So that's how we translate, and that's also how we come to know that the advertisement has worked when the target customer buys a particular product or service, right? So on the other side, because there will be a continuation of editorial and packaging after today's session. So editorial is all about the intellectual side of using language as a strong tool to communicate ideas, right? So I'm very sure that these are going to be interesting subjects for all the participants who are going to represent India. So in terms of polishing their skills and understanding the nuances in these areas.
Yes, sir. So here I'd like to mention the question that is coming up is for India Skills competition. When is it happening? Is it happening? How is it happening? So we all are excited, and we can understand how excited you are with the questions that are coming. So in the month of July, we'll proceed with the online assessments, followed by uh, different levels of competitions to reach India Skills competition by November or December 2021. Now, before you do your first online assessment, these 4 days workshop will be there. And yes, next week we'll have our skill experts conducting a session to guide you on the test modules and test projects. So you are well prepared for your online assessments. Now, about talking about the upcoming sessions. Yes, there will be another session on editorial design and packaging. And tomorrow there is a Korean webinar scheduled by World Skills Korea. So we are going to share the link to join the session on our social media handles. So do follow that and join the Korean session tomorrow starting 11:30. Day 3 is going to be with advertising design and editorial design. I'm sorry, I'm just mixing up these two words. Maybe because I'm not a technical person, both of them sounds similar to me. So the packaging and editorial is going to happen in the upcoming sessions. Now, after this, there will be a session on 3D digital game design. 1 o'clock will start with print media, with the industrial design technology, and 2 o'clock we are going to start with print media technology. All these 4 sessions for all the 4 skills will be really knowledgeable to understand the modules in the competition that are coming. So kind of a syllabus or kind of the basic points that you need to understand before you actually sit in the competition. Here, proceeding further, yes, we will be giving you a feedback link. We'll request for your feedback. Any questions you want to ask, you can send them in the feedback form as well. So we'll take it from the experts and we'll get the answers to you. With all this, I'd like to say thank you so much, Pankaj sir, for conducting this session and helping us out with the understanding of basics of advertising design.
Thank you so much. So all the best to all the participants for their preparation and looking ahead for good participation and winning, at a world scale level. Thank you
Yes,
so much.
and I definitely see the person sitting in this workshop, the person watching this workshop is one of the competitor who's going to give a pride to the nation. So with this spirit, yes, be prepared. Let's meet at 12 o'clock for the 3D digital game art. And take care. Take a short break. Yes. Bye-bye. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye.